Hello YouTube! Boy am I excited to introduce to you two new video series. One called Startup Talks, where I talk to you about entrepreneurship and I tell you all the things they don't tell you. Why you should become an entrepreneur, why you shouldn't, and the things that you only know when you actually get into it. And the second one, Simba's Life, where I will chronicle the important events in my life and they will tie in together with the Startup Talks very closely as I show you my, accomplishments, my falls, and everything in between. I thought a great way to start the series would be to talk about why I became an entrepreneur. So let me tell you a little story. Sit down, children. So it all started back in my younger days when I was working my first real job at a restaurant. So here I was working at a restaurant and I was working the summer. It was time to go back to school. So I decided, hey, this seems like a good time to quit. About 3 weeks before summer ended, because I still hadn't had a vacation for, a very, very long time. In fact, that entire year. And so I wanted some time off, and I was quite done with the job, The restaurant industry is pretty tough. So I decided to quit. And my boss didn't like that very much. When I won't mention any names, but when I was working at this particular restaurant, and I told my manager, look, I'm giving you my 1 week notice or whatever it was at the time, she proceeded to scream and shout at me, saying that I shouldn't quit, basically because I'm a good worker, and if I quit, everyone else is going to quit too. And in my head, while this is happening, I was furious. I told her, you can't be mad at me because I'm a hard worker, and if I quit and everyone else quits, that's your fault and your problem, not mine, alright? But, at the time I was trying to keep my cool, but it was really frustrating. And I felt very much like I was being belittled at the time. Like, how could any boss talk to their employer like that? And you might find yourself in that situation sometime in your life. So anyways, while she was saying this, I was like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? You know who you're talking to? And then it dawned on me, I'm nobody. Oh no. Alright, sad truth. And that's when I decided, you know what, never again. I'm going to be my own person, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And that, my friends, is how I became an entrepreneur. For freedom. Freedom to treat employers right and to be treated with respect. And because if you think about it, if you're a worker, you might say, yes, I get job security, this and that. But truly, you have to ask someone you couldn't care less about, right? For 2 weeks off to see the people you love the most in the world. And it's at their mercy. If they tell you no, you don't get that break, you don't get to see the people you love because of someone you really don't care about, or might hate actually, right? So really, you don't have much control over your life. And for reasons, some people that might be good, if you don't want the kinds of stresses that come with owning your own business, but in this world, you need a bit of freedom to feel satisfied in what you're doing. And so that is why I became an entrepreneur, and that is why I would say you should become an entrepreneur, right? And just off the top of my head, let me list just some reasons why to become an entrepreneur again. First one, of course, is that freedom. Second one, I would have to say satisfaction. Just knowing that you tried, whether you fail or not, it gives you closure. And it answers that big question of, could I have made it on my own, right? And also, I'm going to say something very provocative, but job security. The truth is, there is no job security in this world anymore. Before, economies were stable, employers were, huge corporations that hire you and they'll keep you for 20 years. Nowadays, it's no longer first one in is last one out. Now it's first one in is first one out. And employers are firing and hiring at will, and there is no job security. Large companies are downsizing, small companies are growing, but they're unstable. They decide you're not worth it anymore, you're not worth the money. They ship it overseas. So many reasons. You need to be able to have something at least on the side or something you're doing where you're not depending on anyone else anymore if you truly want job security, so that you can actually retire at a decent age, so that you can actually enjoy everything else in your life. And so that is why you should become an entrepreneur. And I'll see you guys later.